Hi, I am Ella Edds in 4th grade from Joe Nightingale Elementary School. And this is my San Antonio de Paula mission report. So first of all, they had a sign saying, "Welcome to Mission San Antonio de Paula." Then if you walked over here, you saw a statue that said, "In honor of Father Sarah." Over here, you would see a church filled with many paintings, and the priest would be up here telling them about God and Jesus. But most of these pictures were about God and telling a story about his legacy. And over here, we have the workshops, and this is where the leathering happens. So they would make boots and different kinds of shoes and all kinds of coats and stuff. Over here we have farming. This is where the people would gather all the extra crops and harvest them to eat. And once their chest was full, like this person's, they would bring it down to the kitchen. Over here we have the blacksmith, where they would smelt and burn some tools and to form a beautiful sword or a bow or anything like a spear. Now we have weaving. This is where they would make blankets, clothing, and all sorts of other stuff. Now if you walk around here, you will see the back way into the mission. Now this is where they put the primary stuff. So this is where the kids will learn Spanish and other resources they need to know, like how to survive. Let me just remind you, this is back in the old days, so they didn't have lamps like we do now. So they used candles and torches. If you walk over here, you will see it be plowing fields. This is where they would put all their supplies when they needed to go plow the fields or gather some crops. Now over here is where we do making adobe bricks. And what they would do is they would gather dirt, rocks, soil, leaves, grass, wheat, straw, and some clay and a little bit of water, and they would form a brick. And they would place it one by one, shown as this brick right here. Then if you walk over here, you will see the storage area. This is where they put all their storage needs. So this is where they would put all their swords, extra dry food, they would put their extra blankets, clothing, even like tools and stuff. So yeah, this is another workshop, kind of, and it's called making olive oil. Wine, sorry. They traded the wine and the olive oil, and I'll talk to you more about that when we get to olive oil. Now if you walk over here, this is the livestock. This is the shepherd dog of the livestock person. They would take the meat from when it was time to harvest the animals. And then when it was full, like the farming person, they would take it to the kitchen to prepare a meal. Now over here is the soldiers' quarters. This is where the soldiers would talk about what was happening. Now if you go over here, it's olive oil. So they also traded olive oil to make, and olive oil and wine was very hard to make in some places, so they would trade for a lot of money to get their hands on them. Now over here is the kitchen. They would cut all their meat and other stuff on wood. And they also had many pictures in here. And they also had furnaces to cook the food. Over here, it shows you that they didn't have the refrigerators like we do now. They actually didn't have them, so they would have to put all their food in the shade and behind something like a locked door or something. They also, every single mission mostly had about one to three fountains. When you walk out here, you will see the cemetery, where it showed all the people in their honor of living there. Now if you walk over here, this is the farming/grist mill. This is where the farming people would gather all the crops. Over here it shows that they had 10,000 sheep, so I put 10 sheep to show that. Now over here they had 7 horses, but always one of them was untamed. The mission also had 8,000 cattle, so I put 8 cows/cattle to show. That's my mission at Mission San Antonio de Paula. I hope you like it. Bye!